What type of property should I be looking for as a rental property when it's maybe my first time out? Now, that's a great question. I got asked that question the other day when we were at a barbecue. And I asked a couple of questions like, well, do you want to be hands-on? If you want to be hands-off, the easiest way to enter into a market is buying a condo because everything is kind of taken care of. The only caveat to that is that you can only do so much with a condo, right? Maybe change of floors, kitchens, etc. The value is not always there. But I said, but if you have the money and you have the knowledge and maybe the construction background and some of the trades, I always try to get a unit that's at least we can make into a duplex, have a basement apartment and an upstairs apartment, but ideally like a triplex, 3 units. And why is that? And I also said to him, what you should be looking for is a home that's a little bit depleted and maybe 1 unit is vacant, that you can put your hard-earned sweat and tears into it and you can renovate it one by one. So if there's one that's vacant, you can take that unit and make it look beautiful, right? Brand new kitchen, floors, do all the same things you do in a condo, but again, you're at a property, hopefully a detached property in a triplex. In Toronto, those values go up faster than like a condo, but you have to know what you're doing. The second thing is if you have bad tenants, or if you have a really depleted property, you might get a really good deal on the unit. So you want to be looking for those things. And as one unit's getting renovated, you still have cash flow from the other 2. The problem with the condo is if it's vacant, you have 100% of your funds are out. You're not getting any cash flow in, so it's harder to carry that property. But at least with a triplex, where you have 1 or 2 tenants, some cash flow is coming in to help fund your renovations. And then once the renovation is complete, you can set the benchmark of what you wish for that rental, for the amount for rent per month. And then as the other tenants move out, you can do it one by one. You don't have to renovate the whole property all at once. Now, the other side to that is you can also look at a bungalow, like I just sold a bungalow for $825,000 in Toronto, in which I know that the buyers are making it into 2 apartments. It has a separate entrance. It's easy enough to make the basement into 1 apartment and the upper floor into a second. And they're doing it all at once. But again, you don't have to do that. But they have the opportunity because the home was vacant. Now, why would you do that? Because a single dwelling home, like for a bungalow, will rent for much less than if you had an upstairs apartment and a downstairs apartment. And again, if one of the tenants leave, it's okay. You're still getting cash flow from the other one. So that's what I would look for. At least 2 to 3 apartments and maybe a home that's a little depleted in which you could put some elbow grease and sweat equity into it to increase its value.